Priya, thank you for taking this on such short notice. Our investors are asking hard questions about last quarter's numbers.
I'll find the answers, Richard. That's exactly why you called a forensic auditor instead of your regular firm, Mr. Stone. What specifically concerns you?
Honestly, I'm not sure. Something in the property valuations feels off, but I can't pinpoint it.
Then I'll need full access to the holding company structure, all subsidiary accounts, and transaction histories going back 3 years.
Whatever you need. I want this handled quietly and quickly, before it becomes a bigger story than it needs to be.
Quiet and quick don't always go together in forensic accounting, Mr. Stone. I go where the numbers lead.
Understood. My assistant Karen will get you set up with the data room this afternoon.
One more thing. Who else knows I'm here?
Just myself and the board chair for now. I'd prefer to keep it that way until you have something concrete.
Karen, thank you for pulling these together so quickly. I need the ownership records for these 12 subsidiaries first. Some of those are a bit unusual, Miss Patel. Same address usually just means shared legal counsel. But let's see what else lines up. There's also a holding entity called Meridian Capital Partners that seems to own pieces of almost everything. Pull everything you have on Meridian Capital Partners specifically. That name keeps surfacing. I'll have it for you by end of day. Anything else you need right away? Bank statements for the last 8 months on the 3 largest subsidiaries. Karen, these numbers don't reconcile. Subsidiary 12 reported a $40 million property sale, but there's no matching wire transfer anywhere in the bank records. That's strange. The filing shows the sale went through, signed and dated. Signed by whom? It looks like Richard Stone signed as both buyer and seller representative under 2 different subsidiary titles. He sold a property to himself through 2 shell companies he controls and recorded it as revenue that never actually changed hands. Miss Patel, if that's true, that's not an accounting error. That's fabricated revenue. How many other transactions look like this? I'd need more time to check, but if this pattern repeats, we could be looking at hundreds of millions in phantom revenue. Pull every transaction involving Meridian Capital Partners for the last 3 years. I want the full pattern before I say anything to Stone.
Priya, how's the audit progressing? The board is eager for a preliminary report.
It's progressing. I found some irregularities in the property valuations, exactly as you suspected.
Irregularities meaning what, specifically?
Meaning some reported sales don't have corresponding cash movement. I'm still tracing the full extent of it.
That does sound concerning. Do you have a sense of who might be responsible for these irregularities?
Not yet. I'm building the transaction map before drawing conclusions. I don't want to accuse the wrong person.
Very wise. Keep me updated as you find more. This is exactly the kind of thing we need to root out.
I will, Mr. Stone. I always follow the paper trail wherever it leads. Karen, I need to ask you something directly, and I need an honest answer. Does Richard Stone have signing authority on Meridian Capital Partners? I'm not sure I can answer that right now.
He's listed as a director, yes. Under a different name, though, R.J. Stonebridge. I only just noticed the connection myself.
That's not a coincidence. That's a deliberate alias to obscure his involvement.
Miss Patel, I've worked here 5 years. I had no idea any of this was happening.
I believe you, Karen, but I need you to keep helping me quietly. If Stone realizes I've found this, he may try to destroy records before I can document everything. What do you need from me? Copies of everything with the Stonebridge name attached, stored somewhere outside the company's own systems, immediately. I can do that tonight, after everyone's gone home. Be careful, Karen. If he suspects anything, your job and possibly your safety could be at risk. I understand the risk, Miss Patel, but I can't pretend I don't know what I know now. Priya, Richard mentioned you're making excellent progress on the audit. I wanted to hear directly from you. Thank you, Miss Wu. The audit is progressing very well. Miss Wu, I need to share something sensitive, and I need assurance this conversation stays between us until I've documented everything fully. You have my word. What have you found? The $40 million property sale in Subsidiary 12 was fabricated. Richard Stone sold the property.
An alias? Richard personally orchestrated this?
The evidence strongly suggests it, yes. And there may be a pattern of similar transactions worth potentially hundreds of millions. That's my assessment as well. I recommend involving outside legal counsel and potentially the SEC before Stone can interfere with evidence.
Then we need to move quickly. I'll convene an emergency board session without Richard's knowledge first thing tomorrow morning.
I'll have my preliminary report ready tonight. Karen Mills has been helping me secure the evidence outside company systems. Good. Protect that evidence. And protect yourselves. Men like Richard don't go down quietly.
Priya, I heard you met with Margaret Wu privately. Is there something I should know about?
Every finding goes to the board eventually, Mr. Stone. That's standard forensic audit protocol.
Of course. I just want to make sure nothing's being misconstrued before I have a chance to provide context.
If you'd like to provide context on Subsidiary 12's $40 million sale, I'm certainly willing to listen.
That sale was legitimate, structured through appropriate channels. Complex real estate deals often look unusual to outside eyes.
Even when the buyer and seller are effectively the same person, operating under different names?
No. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're implying, Priya.
I think you know exactly what I'm implying, Mr. Stone. R.J. Stonebridge.
That name means nothing to me.
It's registered as your alias on Meridian Capital Partners director filings. I have the documentation.
Whatever you think you've found, I'd advise being very careful about the accusations you make, Priya. Careers can be damaged by reckless conclusions.
I've built my career on following evidence carefully, Mr. Stone. That's exactly what I intend to keep doing. Richard, the board has reviewed Priya's preliminary findings.
We need to discuss the Subsidiary 12 transaction and your role.
Is your name registered as R.J. Stonebridge on Meridian's director filings, yes or no?
There may be some historical paperwork involving an alias, for privacy reasons, on unrelated personal investments.
Personal investments that happen to be the buyer in a $40 million sale from a company subsidiary you oversee?
I can explain the full context, if given the opportunity, Margaret. You're moving far too fast on incomplete information.
The information isn't incomplete, Mr. Stone. It's thorough, documented, and it's already been forwarded to outside counsel this morning.
Priya, you were hired to help this company, not destroy it.
I was hired to find the truth. What the company does with that truth was never my responsibility to control. Richard, effective immediately, you're suspended pending full investigation. Security will escort you from the building.
This isn't over, Margaret. I built this company from nothing.
Miss Patel, is it really over? I still can't believe I worked 5 years without seeing any of this. What happens to the company now? That depends on the investigation and the board's next steps. But at least now, everyone's working with the truth instead of fabricated numbers. That's the job, Karen. Numbers don't lie, even when the people behind them do. Priya, on behalf of the board, thank you. I know this wasn't the quiet, quick audit Richard originally requested. Thank you, I appreciate it. The truth rarely arrives quietly, Ms. Wu. But it arrives more reliably than any story someone tries to construct around it.